Les Brown's Greatest Purpose and Meaning Compilation Chapter 1. From the Abyss to the Peak. Les Brown stands before thousands of people in Chicago, the stage lights illuminating his determined face. But to get there, he had to go through a difficult journey that few people could imagine. I was born into a poor family in Miami. Les begins his story with an emotional tone. My mother was a single woman raising 7 children. We didn't have much, and there were even days when we had nothing to eat. Les's childhood was a series of deprived days. He often had to wear old clothes and go to school in torn shoes. At school, Les was ridiculed by his classmates because of his poor family background. His teachers also didn't believe in his abilities. One day, my teacher told me, "Les Brown, you're slow." Those words were like a powerful punch to a child's self-esteem. I believed that I was truly slow and couldn't do anything. But life had a plan for Les to meet someone who completely changed his mindset. His teacher, Leroy Washington. Mr. Washington saw potential in Les that the boy himself didn't recognize. Mr. Washington told me, "Son, other people's opinions of you don't have to become your reality. If you accept the label they put on you, you will forever live in that shadow." These words were like a ray of light piercing through the darkness of Les's life. From then on, the boy began to change his view of himself. Chapter 2. Discovering his mission. After graduating from high school, Les worked various jobs, from a security guard to a janitor. Each job taught him valuable life lessons. I realized that no job is insignificant. Every job can teach us something. The important thing is that we have the right attitude. While working as a janitor at a radio station, Les began to observe the DJs at work. He dreamed that one day he would sit in that booth and share his thoughts with thousands of listeners. Every night, after everyone had left, I would sneak into the studio and practice. I would talk into the microphone as if thousands of people were listening. I practiced every word, every sentence, every intonation. The opportunity finally came. One day, a DJ suddenly couldn't show up. The station manager needed to find a replacement urgently. Les was ready. I told the manager, "I can do it." He looked at me in surprise and said, "But you don't know how to be a DJ." I replied, "Sir, I am ready. Please give me a chance." That was a crucial turning point in Les Brown's life. From a janitor, he became a famous radio DJ. But more importantly, he had found his voice. Chapter 3. The Power of Purpose. Success in broadcasting opened up many other opportunities for Les. He began to enter politics, becoming a member of the Ohio Council and then a member of the Ohio State House of Representatives. But what made him happiest was not the titles or positions, but the ability to help others. I realized that my true purpose was not to become famous or rich. My purpose is to help people realize their own potential. Les began to participate in motivational talks. At first, he only spoke to small groups, but gradually his reputation spread. Every time I stand in front of an audience, I feel like I'm doing what I was born to do. I see their eyes change, from despair to hope, from doubt to confidence. That is my greatest reward. He often shared, "If you do what you love, you will never have to work a day in your life. Because what you are doing is not a job, but a mission." Chapter 4. Overcoming challenges. Les's life was not always smooth. He went through many failures, from business to personal relationships. But each failure became a valuable lesson. I once lost everything. My house, my money, even my reputation. There were nights when I lay on the floor of my empty apartment, wondering where I went wrong. But in the darkest moments, I remembered Mr. Washington's words, "You have abilities that you haven't even discovered yet." Instead of giving up, Les saw these challenges as opportunities to grow. He learned to get up after every fall. Failure is not the end. Failure is just feedback. It tells us that the current approach is not working, and we need to change our strategy. One of the biggest challenges in Les's life was when he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. That's when he truly looked back on his life and asked himself about the true meaning of existence. When the doctor gave me the bad news, at first I was scared. But then, I realized that death is not the greatest failure. The greatest failure is living without purpose, without leaving any legacy for the next generation. Chapter 5 Legacy and Meaningless. Brown not only overcame his illness but also became stronger than ever. He was determined to dedicate the rest of his life to spreading a positive message to as many people as possible. I understand that we cannot take money, fame, or material possessions with us when we leave this world. The only thing we can leave behind is a positive impact on the lives of others. He began to spend more time mentoring young people, especially those with difficult circumstances like his own in the past. Every time I see a child labeled slow or unpromising, I see myself as a child. I want to tell them, you have amazing abilities. Don't let anyone define who you are. Les often shares in his speeches, the meaning of life is not in what we get, but in what we give. It's not in the achievements we accomplish for ourselves, but in how many other people we help achieve their dreams. Chapter 6 Life Philosophy. Throughout the years, Les Brown has drawn some profound life philosophies. It's possible. This is his most famous saying. Anything you can envision and believe in, you can achieve. The question is not whether it's possible or not, but whether you believe and have enough determination. The power of taking responsibility. You have to take 100% responsibility for your life. Don't blame circumstances, don't blame the past. Take responsibility and start changing today. The importance of your environment. Surround yourself with positive people, people who believe in your dreams. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Lifelong learning. We must constantly learn and develop ourselves. The day we stop learning is the day we begin to die. Chapter 7 A message to the future generation. In recent years, Les Brown has focused on inspiring the younger generation. He has founded many educational and mentoring programs. I want young people to understand that they are not limited by the circumstances of their birth. They can create the future the way they dream. He often tells the story of a young girl named Sarah, who attended one of his speeches when she was in a state of severe depression. Sarah came up to me after the talk, tears streaming down her face. She said she was ready to give up on life. But after hearing me speak, she realized that she still had a lot to live for. 3 years later, Sarah became a successful businesswoman and also a motivational speaker. Chapter 8 Succession and Spreading. True success is not what you achieve for yourself, but what you help others achieve, Les shared in a recent interview. I want to be remembered not for my personal achievements, but for the number of people whose lives I have helped change. Les's students have now also become speakers, coaches, and other leaders. They continue to spread their teacher's positive message. When you light someone else's candle, your own candle does not dim. On the contrary, the light doubles, he often said. Epilogue A message. Les Brown ended his speech in Chicago with emotional words. Friends, each of us has a purpose in this life. Maybe you haven't found it yet, but it's always there, waiting for you to discover it. Don't let anyone tell you that your dreams are impossible. Don't let circumstances define your future. Remember, you have abilities that you haven't even discovered yet. You are stronger than you think. You can overcome challenges that you think are impossible. But most importantly, remember that this life is not just about you. When you find your purpose, use it to serve others. That is how we create true meaning in life. It's possible. Everything is possible. Now, go out there and prove it. The applause erupted like thunder, but more importantly, the eyes of thousands of listeners had changed. They left the hall not only with inspiration, but with a determination to change their own lives and the lives of those around them. That is Les Brown's legacy, not titles or awards, but millions of lives lit up by his message. And this story will continue to be told, to be spread, creating endless positive waves in society. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Les Brown.